YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy, Boda. Back in the building for another, can you guess it, last Cloudia video. And today we're going to be going over the news and info on the update that was released last night at about 12 a.m. Pacific time. Stuff that I didn't go over when they initially released the patch notes, but I figured why not just talk about it since it's in game. I can go over it with you guys and hopefully just give some useful tips and thoughts to anyone who's new, maybe questioning some things that are in the game now, maybe some decisions that they're trying to make, and also help bring anything to people's attentions that don't like to read all the patch notes and enjoy a little Buddha narration. So first off, let's talk about the first thing added to the event. That was the second part, the second half of this long distance Gourd event. So with that, it brought the easy, or I should say normal and hard mode missions for the second half of the event. It also brought this extra challenge, which I believe in the patch notes does say that's where we can get the Rainbow Mega Cluster and Visionary Radiance. So make sure to complete that. That will unlock after you beat all of the hard mode missions here. You can see I've got 2 left. We can check because there's 4 in each of these sections. So your boy needs to get some more orbs and do 2 left. I can actually use some orbs since we've got like 100 extra orb recoverers in stock, which is quite nice. If we look at the missions as well, before I think it did stop at 38,000, and now it begins again at 42,000, going all the way up to 85k. So a little bit of grinding to be done. That's why they gave us a whole bunch of orange orb recoverers, but even with the amount of orange orb recoverers, I don't think it's enough. We'll talk about that more later as we get into all of the other things that were added. But what is nice is that they added this new piece of equipment, which I am actually interested in. It's an accessory. It comes with 250 HP, defense mine plus 34, low chance to nullify physical damage taken. That's got to be anywhere between a 2 to 5% chance if I had to guess. It gives 5 resistance to ice and 5 resistance to dark, which is okay, but seems like a pretty decent accessory if you're going for a bit of a tanky build on someone. So not mad at that piece of equipment at all. And of course it brings another 10 spin ticket on that banner. They just threw Gorm tickets at us. I'm sorry if you used crystals to try and get Gorm without exhausting all of these tickets, because he is on rate up. With these premium ticket banners, it is standard that the character themselves is on rate up, so it's really worth it to try your luck at all of the tickets before you even contemplate spending your precious crystals, especially with something like the 2.5-year anniversary less than 4 weeks away. The next and probably most exciting thing of this week's update is the training field that they brought back. I did post 2 little community post updates about it just because this is one of the best things that they've ever released in terms of upgrading characters, getting materials, souls, levels. It's just incredible. Even grinding a little bit of AP to an extent. If you use the bonus characters, they have like a 2 times multiplier to their XP, AP, event points. Actually, I don't think you can get extra event points from them. Yeah, it's just XP and AP for that character. But super worth it. It's the reason that Tinkili is about to be level 100 so quick. Because we are able to take advantage of this, and I'll probably get her to Awakening 4, so that'll be really nice. I'll start using her fairly quickly. After her, I'll probably start working on Bayland, or I'll start working on her 5-star buff. I don't know, but this is an incredible resource. If you're a new to mid to late game player, unless you have like everything leveled up and maxed out already, this is just incredible. Even then, this is still amazing if you're a late game player, because if you did get Gorm, this is going to just speed your way through getting him enhanced and usable. So always do as much as you can. Grind this. I'd say this is priority number 1 while it's here. It's only here for about 7 days, so it's absolutely worth taking advantage of this. I would say working on this stage to upgrade your main team, if you re-rolled and you started with a core team that you know is meta through talking to the community. You got 2B from the collab, you got Spirit Maiden Tyria, you got whoever else as your secondary DPS. Using this to get those characters leveled up and maxing out their boards is going to be way more important for you than trying to grind this event and get the rewards that are available here and tickets to try and get Gourd, because Gourd is, I would say, almost not worth it at all. But I'm just a meta slave that doesn't really appreciate things like tanks and other funny gimmicky things. Maybe I'll eat my words eventually if Idis can bring some kind of event or stage where a tank style unit is required, but we're not quite there yet. So my advice is to focus your efforts on training field while it's here, to upgrade your core team so that you can then take on harder challenges, get through more story, upgrade more things, and just enhance your account overall much more quickly. This update also did bring the soul accumulation, which is great, right? 3 times a day for 10 souls on a specific character. If you use the cheesing mechanic, if you're brand new and you haven't seen the soul accumulations, right, you want to run the stage with one character that you're focused on, and then bring a nice strong friend support that can help clear it out, so that you can force the game, force the RNG to pick the one character that you're running to increase their soul count. That actually is the same advice for the training field as well. Like, I guess if you want to, for me, it's more important to use training field to enhance one character at a time, because that stage experience does get shared across the party, so it won't power level a unit as quickly as if you were running one unit at a time. So like with Tinkili, when I'm running one nightmare stage, I'm getting one level. So tomorrow I'll have her at level 100. Got her from like 93 to 98 just because I did those 5 tries with her. So if I would have had other units on the team, one, there wouldn't have been as much experience going towards her since she's my main focus. And in terms of the souls, this stage also provides unit souls to a random unit in the party, but if you only bring one unit in that run, then you can force the game to give you souls for that specific unit. So same methodology applies for the soul accumulation stages. And then for new to mid-game players, this soul field also returned, which is amazing because you're constantly working on soul tanks, you're constantly working on soul spots, upgrading arcs. So any chance, especially at 0 orange orb cost, to acquire more souls to help you increase your soul farming efforts, this stage, it comes in handy. I remember when I first started, it was a godsend for getting certain tanks leveled up, which would then increase my soul income. And also if I was really trying to get a certain skill on an arc or just power level an arc, this stage comes in handy very much. We've still got this special gear upgrade field going on. I don't know how long that lasts. The special gear upgrade field looks like it does stay around until the 29th. So whenever all of these other updates, when they go away, this will go away as well. And this kind of leads me to my point, is that with soul accumulation, that requires 3 orange orbs a day. Special gear upgrade field, that requires 3 orange orb recoveries a day. Training field, that requires 5 a day. Just right here, and you got to think, I mean, that's 11 orbs that you need right there, and it takes 5 hours to refresh your 10 orbs up here. We desperately need an orange orb increase, because it's great that they want to give us, 100 plus orange orb recovers for the time being, but I just described that. Let's say in a week you just focus on long distant Gourd, for example, trying to get these missions. I'm not sure how much the final stage here gives in terms of event points. I can't imagine it's too much more than the last stage right here, the Dormant Voice Within. This was only giving me about 500 points per run, and I do have the most amount of event points in bonuses, I believe, that's available. So the requiring 85,000 points, I mean, right there, that's what, 160 runs? Just about. So 160 runs times 2 orbs, since that's how many orbs it requires to run one of these final hard stages, you're looking at 320 orbs right there. So taking into account all of the daily refreshes, they didn't give us 320 orange orb recovers. They gave us probably about half of that. You want me to grind out all of these missions. You want me to do those limited daily event quests. You want me to run the God Forges, because now there are 4 of them. And you want me to run some ability gates and limit breaker fields. Like, I'm sorry, I don't see the balance in event orb demand and the supply that they're giving us currently. So I'm still going to be pushing for more orange orbs right here. Also, especially since I can't be on top of it every 5 hours, it's tough to manage right now, and it just feels like we're in a huge shortage of orange orbs. And the way that system is, with only 10 that are accessible to us, and the amount of events that they are pushing at us, especially since they're making the Godforge and other multiplayer stages so demanding for endgame. The demand to have those multiplayer materials is at an all-time high. And guess what that all requires? A lot of orange orbs. Moving on from events, let's talk about another installment of Last Cloudia's biggest oopsie in terms of gacha traps. In my opinion, they released the 3rd installment of this enhancement unlocked step-up gacha. The only character worth even talking about here is Tinkili. Sorry Celios fans, sorry T-Sevia fans, but don't waste 15,000 crystals here. The only units that are available are general pool units. We know that none of them are super impressive, except for Tinkili with their 5-star buffs. And it's just not a great return on your crystals. Again, I was talking about how I'm sorry if you summoned for Gourd with some crystals with the 2.5-year anniversary around the corner. This is absolutely a skip with that 2.5-year anniversary in mind. I may be a little late. Maybe I didn't make this video early enough to stop some newer players from summoning on this, but you know, whatever. If they can luck their way into Tinkili, that's fine. But any other character that you would get from this banner is just so replaceable that anyone telling you to summon on it, I'd like to have a conversation with them, because I wouldn't understand the reasoning at all. And that about does it for the entire update. Like I said, it wasn't a lot when I looked at the patch notes yesterday, but it's also welcomed, in my opinion, because we do have that big celebration coming up in less than a month. So having this slower period, especially with things like training field and banners that are easily skippable, makes for a nice break in pace to allow players to prepare themselves for one of these big celebrations. Save those crystals, invest in your current team so that they can handle harder challenges, and you can steamroll whatever comes in order to reap the maximum amount of rewards that they're going to be bringing alongside this 2.5-year anniversary in terms of events and whatever other maybe story content they're going to be introducing. So we are going to get news on that soon. Barlene and Kit were in the Discord talking about how a video should come in less than 2 weeks with the newest IDIS staff member as a guest host to explain some of the new things that will be coming. Not everything. I don't imagine they're going to drop all of the news regarding the Last Cloudia's 2.5-year anniversary, but it should be a very entertaining video and give us some insight in the direction that they're going with this. We know Barlene did promise us a lot of changes that have been requested for a long time by a lot of people. So we'll see what that actually means when they start dropping the details on that. And you know, your Buddha, even through this move and this weird time in life, I'm going to be trying to cover that and giving you my thoughts and insights on it. So thank you guys for being patient with me through this awkward and weird upload schedule on YouTube. As you can imagine, life is pretty chaotic and crazy, so we're doing our best, but I knew I needed to get a video out today, so figured why not go over the quick, easy news and updates that came to the game today. Hopefully I stopped some people, I saved some crystals for the newbies, I enlightened you on some things that are in the game currently. Take advantage of them while they're here, because they're only here for a week. And that's all I got for you this time, guys. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notification so you know when I post immediately. and you're not out of the loop in case of emergency. And y'all know what we say. Work hard, play harder. See you in the next video.